Hey guys, Red Hunya here, back with another Lost World figure review. It's Saturday, and I figured since I've been going through the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodons, I finally dug this guy out. I've been meaning to talk about him. This was one of the few and only Pteranodon figures we got from the Lost World. Just to get this quick out of the way, here's how we'll size up the human Kenner figure. Quite a sizable Pteranodon. Considerable amount of detail. I always thought this figure was cool because of these movable toe claws. Each toe is posable. So you could like hook it on to like a tree branch and or another character's arm, and you could actually like close it around the character's arm like so. So you could like pick people up. So really cool. I mean, we saw this same figure basically from the Jurassic Park Series 2 line, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Fire Beak. This is basically a reuse of that same Jurassic Park Series 2 figure. It just has a different head sculpt, being a Pteranodon and not a Quetzalcoatlus. And comes with different capture gear, and it's painted different, being the Quetzalcoatlus was mostly black. Two pieces of capture gear, this piece on the back that keeps his leg restrained, and part of his wings right here restrained until it breaks out. He's got this muzzle, which is a really cool muzzle. Makes it so his jaw won't really open until you slide this off. I think these little three pieces here are meant to like hold this in, but should slide off really easily. It can cause a little bit of paint damage there, as you can see, putting this piece on and off enough, even on the other side. So this piece can cause a little bit of damage putting it on the figure, but it's really cool because it's just easy to get on and off, and you don't really have to worry about it damaging the figure's paint all too much. But just be warned, it can damage the paint a little bit depending how you put it on. This back piece where his legs would be cuffed in, this just pops off, and this center piece that goes around the tail right here, that goes in the tail like this, slides out. So being new capture gear, it works for what it is, being a Pteranodon. Being really cool capture gear, being new and we haven't seen. Well, this isn't the most popular Lost World toy. I do have I don't know, I always liked this, being that it wasn't the most popular Lost World figure from the toy line. I always liked it, being that it was just a Pteranodon and a repaint of the old Fire Beak, which I like the Fire Beak too. I don't know. I just always liked this Pteranodon model. While not the best and quite fragile, being that the wings are made out of this fabric material that you can see right here, it makes the figure a lot more susceptible to damage easily, being that this could tear depending on how hard some kids or people play with this toy, or people played with it back in the day. So it can tear really easily, especially right here where it's like attached into the figure. These wing pieces can pop out and down. I don't really know why you wouldn't if they slide out. Best just to leave them in. The wing pieces slide out like that, but yes. Legs can go forward and back basically. You can open up all the toe claws, hang them on a tree. He's got JP2 Site B on his leg right here. Really nice. The colors looking somewhat almost like the Pteranodon seen in the movie, or the end of the movie anyway, because the Pteranodon wasn't really in the Lost World for that long. Claws. So while this Kenner Pteranodon's still alright, I still think the Hasbro Pteranodons from the Jurassic Park 3 line are far superior Pteranodon figures, but this one is alright, being it's got the old classic action. You press this button and his wings fold out like so, and his wings pop out. And when you press and hold it, it would make like a flapping action. So the action's as cool as it ever was, and it works really great on this, the wing flapping action, just like the Hasbro Ultra Pteranodon. So really cool. And his other action, with his jaw that opens, no teeth inside as you kind of expect. It's kind of just plain. You can see his tongue. That was really about it. I mean, I always held a nostalgic Maybe it's just for nostalgic reasons, but I always did enjoy this Pteranodon figure from the Lost World. There's a lot... Being that the Hasbro Pteranodons were far superior, this guy, for his time in 1997, being somewhat of a repaint slash reuse of an old figure, I enjoyed the hell out of this. And if I rate this figure, I give him somewhere in the 3.2-ish area. He's alright, but being that he's made out of this material, this fabric material, and some of his plastic pieces are just really thin here on the wings, as you can see, the figure is extremely fragile, and depending on how hard people play with it, it can break fairly easily. But the Poseable Toe Claws, the fun action feature, and the cool new capture gear that works and isn't really that hard to apply on and off the figure, definitely deems this figure worth a look if you like the Lost World. He's not extremely rare, leans on the uncommon side, and usually sells anywhere from $20 and under, depending if he has the 2 pieces of capture gear or not, so just keep that into account when you're looking for this guy. Either way, this figure kind of makes me wish that the Pteranodons appeared more in the Lost World, being that there was supposed to be that helicopter attack scene that was too scary, so they cut it from the movie, but it was really nice we got a figure like this from the toy line. Either way, thumbs up the video if you enjoyed this and you like this figure, and let me know what you think, if you're planning on getting it or if you already have this guy. Thank you everyone for supporting me. Like and share my content with other Jurassic Park fans, and post a comment below. Thank you for joining me for this Lost World figure review. I will see you guys later.